Hello, Aries. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And you are the Four of Pentacles. This is a very, solid card. This is somebody that knows how to use their resources. It's like you know what you've got, you know what you're good at, you know what you possess as far as, resource, time, effort, energy, money, space. You know how to use all of that. You're someone that likes structure right now. You like stability, you need boundaries. You probably have been setting a lot of boundaries in your life with people, right? You're trying to protect something. You're trying to protect your home, your sanctity, your sovereignty, your peace of mind, or protect your resources, or all of the freaking above, okay? You're strengthening your foundation. I think you're creating financial and emotional boundaries. This is really good. You are focused on good habits. You're focusing on your environment, your sacred space. Your home is your temple. Your body is your temple. Okay, let's put this card into a little bit of context and let's see what's going on for you. Ooh, there we go. Yes, this is a time for self-care. This is a time for sacred space. This is a time for sovereignty and boundaries and telling people, don't disturb me, I'm in the bubble bath. Okay, this is what we really need. Yeah, I think you've been burning the midnight oil. You need a little bit of this self-care, a little bit of pampering. Here we have the goat, the devil card there. We've got a 2 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands. So I think the goat here is this driving force. I feel like, the motivation right now is like you just want to feel good, and that you are more than allowed to do that. This isn't even about giving yourself permission, because that's an insult just to even have to say that. Of course you deserve it. Okay? So the goat right now, that driving force, what's driving you is you want to feel good, you want to feel safe, you want to feel stable, you want to feel pleasure. Okay? It's time for you to sample some of the fruit of your labor. I think that you've been juggling a lot of things in your life, and now it's just things are stabilizing, things are settling down, and you get to just feel good. Now you feel like you have time for the bubble bath. Linger in that thing as long as you want. And you know what I do in the bubble bath? I stay in there so long the water gets cold. I got to put more hot water in. That's how long I stay in there. And then it gets cold again. I got to put more hot water in. It doesn't happen often, but sometimes, I do it. And when something is kind of a novelty or it's kind of rare, it makes it even more special. Okay? So do something like that for yourself today or tomorrow or very soon, please. Okay, do it. You will be happy for it. Okay. Anyway, Path of the Serpent, 9 of Cups. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna cry. This is beautiful. This is so nice. The little Hanged Man energy. This is how I sit in the bathtub. This is how I lay in the bathtub. And right now, that's the Hanged Man is a very good energy. We have a 2 of Wands and a 10 of Pentacles. This is the rest phase. This is the rest in between intense workouts, And the Hanged Man, I think, is kind of serving 2 purposes. 1, hang out. Don't feel like you always got to be doing something. Sometimes doing nothing is the most important thing. taking a break, a little bit of a timeout, a little bit of a pause for you to relax and take care of you. Treat yourself. Okay? Treat yourself. The Hanged Man is also saying that usually you're out there treating everybody else. I feel like are you a healer of some kind? I feel like you do some kind of energy work, healing work, maybe physical healing. Maybe you're in the medical field or you work at a doctor's office or a hospital or something like this. I feel like you're a natural healer. I feel like you've been giving out your energy too much. Okay? Making a lot of sacrifices for the sake of others, suffering on behalf of other people, taking on other people's burdens, other people's sufferings. Now it's time for you to say, I need to take a break. I'm taking a day for me. I need some me time here. Okay? It's really beautiful. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here with our Tibetan prayer wheel right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments below the video. Let's look around the room. Okay. We see 1, 2, 3 majors. Okay. You've got this very intense drive to get it done. You know, and I think that the Devil card really is that motivation. You're highly motivated to succeed. You're very ambitious in life. Okay, just because we see now the 4 and the Empress and the Hanged Man and the 9 of Cups doesn't mean you're not ambitious. It doesn't mean you're lazy or that you don't have goals. No, I think it's that you have a lot of ambition and you need to remember to take care of yourself, take care of your body, heart, mind, nourish your soul a little bit. Need a little bit of that chicken soup, you know. And so I like the majors that we have. We've got fire. We've got water, finally. This just delicious water. It's a lot of water. We don't have any air cards. Very interesting. I think that's a good thing, too, because it's showing me that you're in a no-drama zone. You're entering a no-drama, no entanglements, no arguments kind of phase. I feel like it's like you're trying to make your house like a spa. Low ambient music. Some nice sweet smelling like incense coming from somewhere. You know, a little like running water, like a little fountain somewhere, a little quiet. Just feels calm. Feels relaxing. It feels like there are no hard surfaces. Everything's cushioned. Everything's a pillow. You know what I mean? No shoes allowed. And soft, flowing clothing. Nothing tight. Nothing restrictive. That sounds nice, doesn't it? And so the absence of the air cards, I think, is very good because you're kind of saying, look, if you're going to come into my life with noise right now, you can leave. If you're gonna come into my space, you got to be calm. I want serenity. So if you're coming in with drama, with problems, with stress, no. Okay? Just leave that at the door, kind of a feeling. And of course you have your earth cards as well, and I think the earth cards is very good. This is, again, like the environment. This is your sacred space, your safe home base. Right? Whether this is your car, your office at work, your bedroom, your bathroom, your entire house, or whatever it is. This is also your body. This is an energy of kind of decluttering it. We're clearing out the space because we're trying to clear out our soul, clear out our minds and our hearts. We're trying to bring about and foster and promote peace and serenity. Calm environment. Okay? And this, this is perhaps literally like cleaning out some junk from our lives. Yeah. We're choosing to bring into our life those things that feel safe and feel soft. Okay? Again, we don't want any hard surfaces. We don't want any right angles, you know. We want gentle curves. We want, and well, it's kind of the Empress too, right? There's no harsh angles in this card. It's all soft lines and curves and soft colors, you know. And so this is creating a boundary. This is like, you know, this is our armor on the outside, so inside can be the softness. Okay? And this is creating those rules, creating boundaries with yourself and with other people, saying, look, after a certain time at night, my phone's off. At 5 p.m., I turn on the do not disturb sign. Out to lunch kind of thing. And we're not letting people cross that boundary. You're protecting your sacred space because it matters and you deserve it. And this is financial as well. And it kind of is like you have been working very hard to create some sort of security in your life. And I think that this is a moment where we get to kind of like feel that, experience what that's like, to feel nourished, to feel like it's safe for us to kind of to pause, to take a little bit of a break. You're not dropping out of the work, but you are allowing yourself a little bit of time to enjoy the abundance. We have the Empress, abundance, self-care, receiving. Okay, this is a divine feminine kind of energy, nourishing yourself. Caring for your body is going to help you care for your heart and your mind. Let yourself receive maybe help, maybe love, compliments, support. Get the massage. Take the bubble bath. Put your feet in that, what is that, like the hot water thing with the feet? Pamper yourself a little bit, you know. Give yourself permission to do that. And beautify your surroundings. Anoint yourself with, you know, with oil and perfume and the comfortable, soft, flowing clothes, and adorn your space around you with beautiful things, flowers and art that you like, you know, to your taste. And the perfumes that you like, the food that you like. This is comfort. This is nourishment. Have the ice cream, have the burrito in the bathtub and all that stuff, you know. And it's funny that we have to kind of like block off a section of time and space to do this. In this busy, crazy world, you're just creating one little day, one little hour, one block of time, one room in the house where you can do that. Because outside the walls of the castle here is chaos again. It's the same old thing. It's just life is going on as it does. You're blocking off this little, clearing this sacred space and saying, in here is where I'm going to just feel good. Maybe this is your meditation space or your temple at home or your altars, and this is just that safe place of connection and love. Okay. Beautifying this space is going to help to restore your spirit and create something that feels comfortable. The food, comfort food, you know. Say yes to something that feels warm and feels uplifting and feels restorative. Say no to things that are going to drain your energy. Your heart really grows and healing can take place, and, you know, that restoration can happen when we slow down enough to actually let it happen. Softness is strength right now. You've got to nourish yourself. Because the Empress is the one that feeds everything from its own energy, right? We look at this card, we see the little pelican down there, and that pelican is cutting open its own chest to feed its young of its own blood, its own vitality. So the Empress is the one that's always giving the blood, sweat, and tears to other people, doing the hard work, for the benefit of everybody else. Okay? Being emotionally available to everybody else, physically available to everybody else. The blood, sweat, and tears. Outgoing. Exertion, right? Expenditures. Resources, time, effort, energy, money, and space going outward. And this is now time for some of that to come back, for us to rest and recuperate and get healed and get strong and grow a little bit in ourselves, so that we can continue to be, to care for everybody else. And that's why I kind of feel like you must be in some kind of a healing profession, or you're a natural healer or something along these lines. We've got a devil card underneath. This is the life force. And it may be that your goat is in need of a little love. This is another hashtag hug a goat energy, okay? The goat needs a little bit of love, a little bit of pleasure. The goat's been too much of a pack animal. The goat's been loaded up with saddlebags and pulling a wagon and stuff, and it's just tired. The goat's tired, been ambitiously climbing the spiral road up Big Rock Candy Mountain for a long time. It's just tired. Just needs a little bit of love, wants to lay down in the grass under the sun and get its ears, scritched. And sometimes that's our drive, that's our engine. Sometimes the car just needs maintenance. Sometimes the engine has just been going too long, too hard, too fast, and just needs to get an oil change and get some new spark plugs, get a wash, and just have a couple days in the garage where it doesn't have to do anything, and then back out on the road. Okay? The goat's just tired. It's just feeling like, you ever feel like an old goat? Sometimes I feel like an old goat. Sometimes I sound like an old goat. But this is that pleasure drive that needs to be activated a little bit more. Because there's that ambition, there's that we're in service to something bigger than ego. And we've been pushing and pushing and pushing and working hard and fighting and trying to take care of everything and everyone. Now it's time for self. Now it's time for a little bit of that, a little bit of your own hunger to be fed, to be satisfied. Feed the goat. Okay? Feed the goat. And that's exactly what we kind of have with our energies over here. But we have that Two of Pentacles behind you. So this is a recent past and probably a very long season of trying to juggle too many things at once. Trying to just stay afloat, trying to keep your balance and maintain your center of gravity, trying to adapt to all the demands of life, The Two of Pentacles to me is like we're on the deck of a ship. And that ship keeps listing back and forth, side to side, and we're trying to stay on our feet while we're juggling a bunch of stuff. Could you imagine? It's hard enough to juggle. But then you've got the ground underneath you going like this. It's nearly impossible to maintain everything. Somehow you manage, right? Somehow you manage. This is a schedule that's constantly shifting, priorities that are constantly shifting, and you're trying to adapt and be flexible. You really are a superhero. You are a superhero. And this is life. This is your life. This is I don't know that you've rescued anybody from, danger, but it's like the real superhero is the ability to manage and maintain everything that you're doing in life while staying on your feet. Maybe you have a career or a job or a vocation where you're literally on your feet all day. Okay. Maybe you work in the service industry. I have so much respect for service people who are on their feet all day long. It's extraordinary. It's superhuman, But, this is your ability to do that. And this is a life that is like you're going where you're needed. You're taking care of responsibilities. You're being proactive. You're moving with life. You know, you're adapting and you're flowing, and there's an efficiency here. But there's also, like, sometimes this machine gets worn out. You know, this is a figure 8. It's just like it's a cycle. We keep going around and around and around and around. It's the pistons of the engine. Okay, it's the fan belts, it's the pulley systems or whatever inside the engine. Sometimes those things wear out. You know, sometimes, you know, if you don't maintain the car, your timing belt's going to go out. One of your fan belts are going to fray and snap while you're on the freeway or something, you know? So I think this is like a necessary season of maintenance. Getting tuned up. You know, emotionally, spiritually, getting tuned up. The 3 of Pentacles, though, it's not easy for you to rest, is it, Aries? Resting isn't your superpower, but you're going to make it your superpower, okay? This is the card of work. This is the card that's saying, even when you're at home in the bubble bath, you kind of got work on the mind. You've got climbing the mountain. You're always thinking about, like, gosh, I should be out working. I should be out doing the thing. I should be out climbing the mountain. You know, the goat is so used to being in go mode, climb the mountain mode, that it's very difficult to relax. You got to learn it. That's a skill. This is you developing the skill to relax. This is even teamwork. This is even like recruit the people around you to help you relax. You know? And sometimes we just need someone to, like, shove a drink in our hand and, like, throw us down on the couch. And it's okay, fine. And someone just take your shoes off for you, like force you to put your feet up. I feel like sometimes, I don't know, if you're at work or something, like your boss has to order you to take a day off. You know, like that's a direct order. Go home and rest. Okay? People notice you. People notice your effort. Okay? That you have this ability to keep showing up in life. It's time for you to recognize how much you do. Period. Full stop. Other people recognize how much you do. It's time for you to recognize how much you do. And with that, you deserve to put your feet up. Yeah. You need to give yourself this recognition and appreciation and gratitude and all that good stuff, okay? Because I kind of feel like, I don't know that anyone's going to do it for you. It's something that we need to be we need to advocate for that sometimes, okay? And I think that perhaps you tie resting to productivity. You're saying, I'm not allowed to rest until I accomplish X, Y, or Z. But you don't need permission in order to rest, you know? You don't have to wait until a certain milestone before you do maintenance on the car. It's like, you know, you're driving your car and you sense that it's feeling sluggish, or it's got some weird rattling noise, or the fan belts are something starting to squeal inside the engine. You're saying, well, the sticker says I still have 1,000 miles before my oil change, so I'm just going to keep driving. No, you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for the scheduled maintenance. If something doesn't feel right, you need to acknowledge that. All right. And that's part of our 3 of Wands, to be honest with you, part of our virtue. Knowing the right thing to do and doing it, even if the right thing means resting, relaxing, stopping. Okay? This is another card of progress and expansion. What you've been working on in your life is working. You have a consistent energy about you. You have momentum here. But that momentum is going to break down if you don't take care of yourself. Okay. So this is kind of how you keep the lights on, is by taking care of yourself, taking care of the systems. Okay? You want the car to keep driving down the road to get to your big rock candy mountain over here, get your 10 of Pentacles. Sometimes you're going to have to pull over and let the car rest. Maybe it's getting overheated, maybe it's out of gas, maybe it just needs some maintenance. You gotta pump up the tires maybe sometimes. Check the blinker fluid. Because then it will maintain its integrity, its structural integrity. It's the implication that you're driving yourself until the wheels fall off. You don't want to drive yourself into the ground. All right. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. Let me know which card here on the path of the dove resonates with you the most. We're going to do an oracle of manifestation here. The heartfelt petition. Ask Spirit for help and express gratitude for what you have. I receive in divine timing. It is time for you to receive. Okay? The divine timing is now. And so I feel like we don't need to ask anyone else. You can ask Spirit. Spirit will tell you, yeah, of course. It's time for self-care. It's time for rest. It's time for relaxation. There's something you've been ignoring. There's something that you've been either trying to pretend isn't happening, or you've been just kind of you've been procrastinating or putting it off, but it's something for you. Okay, it's like a doctor's appointment that you need to schedule, but you haven't, or like your tooth needs to be fixed or something like that, and you're putting it off, or maybe your own just like medical checkup or blood test or something regarding your health and well-being. You've been putting it off, right? It's time. Okay, it's time to do that. Your general energy is the 9 of Cups. This is emotional abundance. This is feeling the gratitude, feeling the joy. Your life is aligning with your purpose. This is you living the life that you desire. Okay? This is your joy. This is you allowing yourself to feel joy. You don't have to downplay it. You don't have to diminish your happiness and continue to lift everybody else up. You need to be lifted up too. Your body knows how to recognize safety. This is you relaxing into it. This is you easing into the bubble bath. You know, acknowledging how good it feels, letting that deep groan, echo forth from you. This is a chapter of gentle, sweet, nourishing abundance and self-care. But pleasure requires permission. You have to believe that you're allowed to live a life that feels good. This is not a distraction from your path. This is the path. When the path is working. Okay? This happiness is earned. This relaxation, this superabundance, this feeling of pleasure, this feeling of relaxation. It's like this is everything. This is all your stress, all your tension, all your sore spots. It's all of that melting away. This is true relaxation. And it's also hanged man energy, right? Because the hanged man is saying, for right now, I am suspending all of my actions. This is me like taking a day off. Yeah. And you deserve that. This is a pause. This is a letting go. This is a letting go of tension. This is you relaxing again into the bubble bath, right? The hanged man diving into the water. Go for a swim. Go for a soak. Go for a massage. Go for a lie down. Okay. This is the softening. Okay, this is an in-between kind of thing. You're stop struggling, right? Let yourself relax into this moment. I feel like the goat is like, it's so, look at it. I mean, we got fire, earth. It's just, it's a lot of like this ambitious energy right here. And the goat is always trying to climb the mountain. Sometimes you just have to like pet the goat until the goat calms down and starts to realize and sink into this feeling of safety, like, oh, it's okay for me to relax now. Oh, it's okay for me to lie down on the grass and, get my belly scratched, right? And it's going to take time for us to surrender to that energy, but once you do, it's going to be hard to get you out of the bath again, So this is very important. There's a resistance there. There's something in you that does not feel like it can relax or needs to or is allowed to or is supposed to. You are. And you need to. Sooner rather than later. Okay? The Two of Wands right now, Mars in Aries. This ambitious energy. Always planning, always taking the initiative, always trying to think bigger, always trying to take the bold action, trying to assert ourselves. Every time I try to lie down to sleep, there's something in me that just starts getting up and putting my boots back on. No. It's time to rest. It's time to recuperate. It's time to rejuvenate. It's time to luxuriate. But you're continually trying to get up out of bed. It's like they just need to, convince you that you're allowed to just rest. That it's okay. When I had I had a liver transplant 15 years ago, and I remember it would be the middle of the night, and, I was recovering in the hospital still. I was in the hospital for a month, and I was still recovering, but there would just be random nights I'd wake up, and I'd start trying to get out of bed and find my clothes, get my keys, thinking, I got to go to work. And the nurses would come in and they say, you're going to pull all your lines out. Lay down. You don't have to go to work right now. And I would think, really? I don't? Oh, okay. And I'd, try to fall back asleep. And that happens so many times. Because we get stuck in go mode. We get stuck in goat mode, right? And we don't know how to just relax. And so I feel like, it's going to take you a minute, but that's okay. That's all right. Now you have a Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is wealth. It is the long term. Okay? So really this path is like, you have to realize it's a marathon. It's a long term plan. Okay, so if you burn yourself out too early, you're donezo. Okay? If you start sprinting at the start of the marathon, you're going to be wasted by the halfway point, or probably sooner. I don't know. I can't run very well. But this is long-term stability. Okay? You're thinking too short-term now. You're thinking, oh gosh, I'm resting now. I'll think of all the progress that I could be making. Resting is part of the process, because that's going to allow you to keep going to this larger, longer, richer future. Okay? You're thinking too short term. You got to think long term. This is the best life that you're working toward. And you can't just burn the candle at both ends and burn the midnight oil. You have to rest. You have to maintain the vehicle so that you can continue on this journey. There's a need for sustainability. There's a need for longevity. Physical health, longevity. Your world needs you around for a long time. You've got a lot more work to do. You've got a lot more journey ahead of you. So you got to take care of yourself so that you can be present on this journey and you can be healthy. So it's a physical longevity. Take care of your health, okay? Now let's look at the mystery card. I feel like it's probably going to be an Emperor. I think it's got to be an Emperor, right? Because that's going to be your power card. That's going to be the boundary setter, the protector of the realm. I'm protecting my well-being and my health, right? Because if you're not here, this path, everything here, just, it's not, you know, you're the one that's holding it all together. So I'm kind of hoping for an Emperor here. If you have a prediction, please drop it in the comments. Well, it's the Star. The Star's a good one too, because this is that card of renewal and rejuvenation, okay? And rest and understanding that this is, you're supposed to now receive the nourishing spiritual waters that are going to restore you and uplift you. This is, it's kind of like someone taking a bath. This is what we need. This is a spiritual renewal. You've got to trust that everything that you're building is still going to be there when you get back to it. That you can take a moment, a day, an hour to heal, to reconnect, okay? To calm your nervous system down, to slow the pace, to reconnect with yourself slowly, softly, drink more water, sleep more, be outside, rebalance yourself, okay? Heal your heart, heal your body in a place that feels safe. Let joy in. Okay? This is the beginning of peace. This is the beginning of health and renewal, rejuvenation, restoration. Don't rush this either, saying, okay, took a bubble bath, time to get back to it. Time to get back to work. Don't set a timer in the bubble bath. Don't have your phone in there. Don't have a clock anywhere around. Lose the sense of time and trust how you feel. You'll eventually come to a point where it says, okay, I feel good. I'm going to get up and get out of the bath, and I'm going to go finish my work or whatever. But you can't just say, oh, okay, it's been a half an hour. Time for me to go back to work. Let it linger until your soul tells you when it's now done, when you're cooked, you know, and it's time for you to get up and leave. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading, Aries. If you want to stick around, there's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Aries on Wednesdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.